everyone, my name is Paige Wagner and I am the registered dietitian here at BGSU Dining. As you may know, February is Heart Health Month, and because of that, I wanted to show you a really simple, easy roasted vegetable dish that is so good for you and only takes like 15 minutes to make. This recipe is featured in Webtrition under Fuel Heart Healthy, and I will make sure that you have a link to it. I'm going to show you a little bit of a twist that I did on it, but I'm going to explain to you two different ways that you can make it. So for your ingredients, you're going to need cauliflower, and something that you could do that could make this even prettier is there's now golden cauliflower at the supermarkets. You can buy some of that for additional color. We have some chickpeas or garbanzo beans, and then we have some red peppers, some fresh cilantro, some salt, some olive oil, some turmeric, some curry powder, and some ginger, and then I will explain what these onions are for. So, get this out of the way. All we are going to do is make some curried cauliflower and chickpeas. And I know that sounds super simple and you're like, why are you showing me this? It really doesn't seem that amazing. The whole point of it is to show you that eating heart healthy can be super, super simple. So the turmeric that we're going to use today is actually very high in antioxidants. Turmeric has been associated with decreasing blood pressure, decreasing depression, arthritis symptoms. It is just so good for you. I don't even have all the ways to describe it. But there are so many good things about turmeric. You can add it to oatmeal even, put it on your vegetables, put it in a curry, put it in a soup. Always try and add it into your diet because the benefits are endless. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is our ginger. So ginger is also very high in antioxidants, which help fight off cancer cells or the free radicals in our body. And it all around just smells good. It's very aromatic and it tastes delicious. So these are staple ingredients that you can really add into like your rices and your grains, all kinds of things like that. So make sure that you try to play around with them in the kitchen because they can be so good for you and taste delicious too. The other thing that I wanted to point out is that you are not limited to the vegetables that you see here today. You can honestly roast almost any vegetable. I'm not a chef, so don't quote me on that. But I personally love roasted vegetables way more than I love them steamed or sauteed. I think there's something so delicious and beautiful about roasting them, especially cauliflower, because it will kind of take on the color of whatever you coat it in. So there are two ways to do this. The one that I'm going to show you is when we literally just mix it on a pan, pop it in the oven, and pull it out. But the other way that you can do it is where you just saute your onions, which is what I have cut up over here to show you, and then you dice up your bell peppers and you cook them down, you saute them, then you add in some vegetable broth and cook the cauliflower in it. So there are two different ways to do it. All of them include the same spices, the same ingredients, just cooked in a little bit of a different way. Top it with cilantro, add some other fresh herbs to it, whatever you're thinking, and it's your own. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We are just going to put some cauliflower here on our pan. And believe me when I say I never used to like cauliflower. I didn't understand the hype about it, and I actually love it now. I love to eat cauliflower. So sometimes it just takes trying things in different ways. We're going to do about a cup of chickpeas or garbanzo beans. Make sure that you definitely rinse these first. You don't want them to be still in their brine. And then I personally love roasted red pepper strips way more than diced. So, and I think they roast a little easier. Okay. Now what we are going to do is, honestly, I'm just going to use my hands to mix everything together. It usually works a little better that way. But we are going to drizzle in olive oil. And one thing that you will see a lot of recipes for is turmeric roasted chickpeas. This is something that's really popular. So you make them really crunchy by roasting them in turmeric and olive oil, and then you add them to salads. You can just snack on them by themselves. So that's another recipe that you could try doing if maybe you're a little hesitant to try all of this right now. Okay, so use your hands, got them nice and coated. You could also do this in a big bowl if you want. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is add in some ginger. Again, if you have kids, this is a great way to get them involved in the kitchen, Get them excited about food. It doesn't always have to be pretty. It doesn't always have to be perfect. But the younger they are when they get excited about food, the more likely they are to eat healthy. I can already smell that ginger. Whoop. Okay, next, I'm gonna sprinkle some salt. And you don't want to do too much salt. Always use herbs and other spices before, and this will help reduce blood pressure and make it even more heart healthy. So I did just about 1/8 of a teaspoon over the whole thing. The great thing about salt, you can always undersalt, add more later, but it's really hard to take it away. So next we have our turmeric. So we're going to be pretty generous on our turmeric here, but make sure that you sprinkle it pretty evenly. You don't want a huge chunk on any of it. I love the taste of turmeric, so I'm always willing to go a little heavier on it. Mix it around. Do what I did and just get it all over the table because you're a messy cook. You can already see the cauliflower taking on that color. Then last, we're gonna do some curry powder. So it just depends on the type of curry powder that you have. Maybe spicy, also depends on how much you like spice. So I'm going to do about 1/2 of a teaspoon. I don't like a whole lot of it. I would much prefer the turmeric taste over the curry powder taste. All right. Right, so we have it all blended, looking all nice and pretty. Now all we're going to do is pop it in the oven at 425 for about 10 to 15 minutes. Again, this depends on whatever kind of oven you have, and we will let it roast, and then we'll pull it out and plate it and sprinkle it with some cilantro. So I will bring it back out to you as soon as it's done.